Welcome to the Time of Your Life with the Baltimore County Department of Aging. I'm your host, Ethel Rasmussen. As always, the Time of Your Life is about sharing resources for living your best life and dedicated to keeping you well informed about the programs and services that are exclusively designed for you. You can also connect with BCDA through the agency's multimedia platforms that include the agency's website, Facebook, the Time of Your Life Digest, Flickr, and Map, as well as an abundance of printed resources. For professionals, please consider viewing posts on LinkedIn for current programs and services to share with clients, residents, and patients, as well as BCDA's professional educational opportunities. Connections to BCDA are stronger than ever, so please take advantage of the many options we offer. I would like to take this opportunity to wish our viewers a happy start to your summer. In today's episode, we will be showcasing the wealth of talent, dedication, and service of older adult volunteers that they bring not just to the Department of Aging, but to Baltimore County as a whole. I'll be joined by Laura Classic, manager of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, also known as RSVP, here to tell us about the wide array of volunteering opportunities awaiting older adults looking to stay active, apply their skills, and donate their time to a good cause. Then we'll be joined by Raquel Watts, Home Team Manager. She'll be telling us about the difference this invaluable program makes in the lives of older adults unable to leave their homes and how interested viewers can get involved in their own neighborhood. But first, Baltimore County Volunteer Center Manager Alison Vogrin joins us to discuss the many accomplishments made by older adult volunteers this past year, their recognition at the county's recent award ceremony, and the impact their volunteering makes upon Baltimore County. Alison, thank you for joining us to discuss all of the exciting news regarding volunteerism through BCDA.
Thanks for having me back on the show.
Before we discuss what's new since we last spoke, can you please provide our viewers with an overview of the volunteer program at the Baltimore County Department of Aging?
Sure. So our volunteer program has several facets. Connected specifically to the Department of Aging, we have the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, as you mentioned, which connects adults 55 and over with a network of nonprofits in Baltimore County. We also have the Home Team, which connects volunteers to provide socialization to isolated older adults. And then last facet is our Volunteer Center portal, which ranges in age from connecting volunteers from teenagers to older adults with opportunities in the greater Baltimore region.
Alison, it's fantastic to hear older adults have so many placement opportunities for volunteerism across our county. I know you mentioned the RSVP and Home Team programs, which we will explore in greater detail later in the show. For now, can you tell us about the opportunities viewers have to volunteer directly with BCDA?
Sure. So there are several opportunities in addition to the programs you mentioned. We have our Ombudsman program, which does advocacy for older adults in long-term care and assisted living facilities. So there is a period of training for volunteers who are interested in that. It's not your typical check-in socialization, but instead it's raising awareness, following up on concerns with the facilities. So it's a little bit more dedicated to making sure the well-being of the residents is taken care of. We also have the 20 senior centers throughout the county, and they basically thrive on volunteers. So whether you're looking to be on a leadership position or maybe helping in the gift shop, there's an array of opportunities that varies according to each center's needs. And then we also have our SHIP program, which is our Medicare counseling. So for those that want to learn more about Medicare or maybe are well versed in it and want to help others, they go out into the community, do training, offer phone assistance as well. Then there's also one final opportunity with our congregate meal sites, which is helping to serve meals in senior living facilities throughout the county.
While it is no secret that BCDA could not function fully without volunteers, we are honored to work alongside with. Alison, the department just hosted an awards ceremony celebrating the efforts of volunteers from this past year. Do you happen to have any takeaways or inspiring stories of service you can share with us?
So This award ceremony was in addition to our annual volunteer appreciation concert. This is something new we offered this year. And during that ceremony, we recognized some of the department's top volunteers. These included 6 volunteers who reached their 4,000-hour milestone, which we call lifetime achievement. So since they've started volunteering with our department, they've done at least 4,000 hours. We also recognized 10 volunteers who served at least 1,000 hours during the 2025 calendar year. And I want to highlight that 3 of those volunteers served more than 2,000 hours last year, with volunteer Princess Brooks logging 2,358 hours at the Liberty Senior Center.
Wow.
That's very impressive. During the ceremony, we also recognized the top 5 outstanding volunteers and additional 13 people who were receiving honorable mentions. These honorees were selected from a volunteer base of more than 1,500 individuals. They were nominated by their site coordinators because of their exceptional work that they're doing in the community, and these volunteers are the very definition of commitment.
These examples of community service are truly inspiring, and we as a county are fortunate to have these selfless individuals in our community. Do you happen to have any common feedback you receive from older adults who have volunteered through BCDA?
So one of the most common sentiments shared about volunteering that I've heard is what's often called that helper's high, where volunteers frequently tell me that they receive more than they give. And I believe this reflects a deeper sense of belonging that comes from being a part of a community and seeing tangible results of their efforts, whether it's a one-time project like helping to remove invasive weeds, or if it's a long-term connection like with the home team where they're helping to provide socialization to someone who's isolated. And there are a number of other intrinsic benefits that come from serving others. Volunteers report higher levels of happiness, increased social connection, especially with people who share a similar mission or cause, and then the continued learning and skill development that extends beyond the working years.
Alison, it sure sounds like these opportunities provide meaning and connection for older adults, which brings me to my next question. What if one of our viewers was on the fence about whether or not to volunteer? What would you say?
So for anyone who's on the fence, I would say you have nothing to lose by giving volunteering a try. I've never had anyone say that volunteering has had a negative impact on them. While a particular opportunity may not be a good fit and someone has to step down from that opportunity, that usually reflects the specific role and not volunteering as a whole. And so with many opportunities available out there in the community, finding another option that is a good fit wouldn't be difficult.
Well, that sounds like a convincing pitch for those that are still undecided. Say that we just inspired someone to volunteer. What would be their next step?
Well, if they're over 55, they should call our RSVP program or contact them at 410-887-3101, and they will get you started with finding an opportunity. If it's somebody under 55 or needs maybe it's for a particular reason they're looking to volunteer, they can contact our volunteer center at 410-887-2715.
Alison, I'd be remiss to end this interview without asking you one final question, as it's clear your enthusiasm for this program is palpable. What is your favorite part about your role of managing the volunteer office at BCDA?
I would say seeing the selflessness of the volunteers. Without hesitation, they step up to tackle some of society's greatest issues. And this is refreshing just to witness such acts of compassion. In the 10 years that I have been in this position, I have seen volunteers work tirelessly to spread kindness. And some of our volunteers have been with us over decades, with our longest term volunteer having served 33 years. But it's not just the longevity that stands out, it's the breadth of their dedication. Volunteers aren't only committing for the long term, they're expanding their reach by serving in multiple capacities. Nearly 700 of our volunteers hold more than one role within BCDA alone. That doesn't even capture what they're doing outside of our department. And I just want to note that collectively, BCDA's volunteers more than 1,500 volunteers served nearly 250,000 hours last year in 2025, which is beyond impressive.
That is incredible. Thank you, Alison, for taking the time to tell us about all the wonderful opportunities the volunteer office has to offer older adults in Baltimore County, how they can get involved, and the impact their service has on the community. We're going to take a short break, but first, join approximately 8,000 mature adults who subscribe to BCDA's newspaper, The Time of Your Life. Subscriptions are reasonable at $5 annually for Baltimore County residents over 60 years of age, and $7 for under 60 who are Baltimore County residents or those residing in other counties. For information about becoming a subscriber, please call 410-887-3050.